Hi friends, welcome back to your virtual studio. Let's get started standing and at the top of your mat. You might shrug the shoulders, you might do any little shakeouts, anything you need to do to arrive, maybe to a little stillness in this variation of mountain pose. Pressing the feet downward and feeling this energetic hug of the muscles, right? Hugging the leg bones, therefore pressing the legs downward. And so how can we find that through the upper body as well? Maybe tucking the chin a little bit so that the crown of the head can continue to elevate upwards. Hands can start to hug downwards a little bit more intentionally, meaning the shoulders are also starting to hug down away from the ears. And just to feel the difference, bring the shoulder blades up towards the ears and then back down. Let's shrug the shoulders or articulate the shoulder blades, lifting to squeeze back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward, and reverse. Now that we have the shoulder blades nice and opened, let's bring the arms up as well. With it, bring your shoulder blades. So now the shoulders are intentionally reaching up by the ears. Keep the feet pressing down, keep the pelvis nice and heavy and kind of sturdy to the mat so that as you start to send the sternum slightly upwards, very slight back bend, the pelvis hasn't really moved. It's just the upper spine. We're then going to hug the sternum back in, the spine realigns and the arms soften down. Tuck the chin. Let's articulate into a spinal segmentation that leads to a forward fold. You can go a little faster than our usual segmentations, right? If you're used to my mobility classes, we usually go really slow, but we're moving through this flow a little faster today. Just enjoying the breath and movement together. We rise back up. Let's sweep the arms up. Bring the heart, the rib cage with you. Slight upward back bend. This time, let's hinge at the pelvis and fold the trunk over the legs. Hands can find the floor, shin bones, or a pair of blocks. Lift the spine halfway, half forward fold, and let's pause here. Let your hands just kind of hang down. And move your wrists while you're here. Maybe we make some circles. The knees can be bent any amount, so slight bend. Pelvis is nice and high. And now maybe open and close your fingers. Good. Release a little further into your fold, so not so much of a hinge. Let the legs get a little release. Come back to that half forward fold. This time let your arms reach out like a reverse or like a T shape, right? From here, reverse your hinge and then find that slight upward back bend. Press into your feet, root into your pelvis. The hands might connect and they might come down to heart center. A full breath in. Let it go. Let's tie that together again. Lifting up, lift the heart. Fold over the legs. Let's stay low this time. We can reset. We can bring the spine halfway up, but we're moving towards downward facing dog. So we're going to start to bend the knees, plant the hands down, and step the feet back. Maybe pedaling the knees a little bit here. Eventually, we can arrive to a little stillness, recognizing that in downward dog, we're holding the earth over our head. Can we use the power of our legs to press through the feet and almost as if we're pressing the upper thighs back towards the space behind us? Let's then bring the shoulders over the wrist towards plank pose. Take a little pause. lifting the sternum away from the ground rather than letting the chest sink, right? So really press into lifting the sternum up. One more breath in your plank. Downward facing dog. And this time, walk your hands backwards towards your feet to a forward fold at the back of your mat. Lift up halfway, half forward fold. Sweep the arms out to a T shape. Let's reverse that hinge. Circle the arms out and up. Slight upward back bend. Hands connect at heart center. Take a breath to release the arms. Sweep and enjoy another breath in as the arms come back up over the head, folding over the legs. Lifting up halfway. This time look forward, and that's where your hands are going to go. We're going to hinge, bring the hands back down, and then crawl forward again. Back to your downward facing dog, readjusting as you need. Plank pose once more. This time, knees down, tabletop position. Let's find a segment of our cat and cow, or segmentation of our spine. Enjoy your breath here. There might be a whole one breath for both sides of the movement, right? So it's okay if you're not necessarily inhaling to open and exhaling to close. And then a neutral spine here, sending the right leg back, keeping the integrity of your tabletop. Can we lift the right foot off the ground? Send energy into your right hand. Left hand can reach away for a little balance in our table. And you can keep this nice and still, or allow your hand and your arm and your leg to move around in curious ways. Maybe the trunk stays relatively still, and just the hip and the arm and the shoulder can find some movement. Just explore a little bit, experiment. I'm going to bring my leg out to the side. Ooh, that was interesting. And then we're going to switch it out. Let's start with a little stillness through our balance. So the left foot or the left leg comes up. Maintain the steady integrity of your trunk, even as you lift the opposite arm away. You can find stillness there, or add a little play and let the arm and the leg find some movement. Let them get curious about where they can reach without too much borrowing. So that's as much as I can kind of find my foot, trying not to do too much of back bending or even forward flexion. Good. And then let it go. Back to downward facing dog. Shift the weight back, lift the knees, lift the pelvis. Enjoy this downward dog. So that could be with some wiggles like I'm doing here, or perfect stillness if you prefer. Let's then walk forward towards the top of the mat once more. Chair pose. Can we bend the knees and sweep the arms up until we arrive at our chair? Shifting the weight to the left foot as we stand, make our way to warrior three. Send the leg back. Any variation of warrior three. You might then think of a standing forward fold over, or a forward fold over the standing leg, which is also known as a standing split. That just means we drop the hands anywhere we need. It can be a block, it can be the floor. And continue to draw the lifted leg away as you fold over the leg. Any degree. And when you're ready, right foot finds the ground, forward fold. Lift up halfway, find chair pose. Shift the weight to the right foot, warrior 3. You can stay or find your standing split. Forward fold over the standing leg. It's okay if the hips open up. It's okay if we're not having kind of the pelvis square. Open it up. Let it be. Let it be a little twist. And then release that foot back down. Last little fold here. Lift up halfway. Go ahead and send the hands back down. Downward facing dog. Forward through plank. This time here, we're moving towards upward dog, but right from plank, the way we're moving to upward dog is shifting the heels forward. Keep the tail tucked, lower the pelvis. Keep a grip of your hands to the floor, upper body really engaged here. Lower the pelvis just a little bit, then extend your heart forward. Legs are still up, glutes might be felt, they're already working. Then push through the upper body back to downward facing dog. Let's see if we enjoy that. Maybe one more time, or if you can allow sort of a flow to happen. We lower the pelvis. We find a nice steady place to keep it. And then let the chest open up any degree. As we come back, we start to pull through the chest first. Then the pelvis lifts, which means we're really pushing the ground away. So let's see if there's maybe one last one or more, or you can take it a little faster now at the flow of your choice. From your last downward facing dog, invite the left leg to lift up. 3-leg down dog. Feel free to stack that hip open. And then step that foot forward. We're going towards warrior 2. Good. Ground yourself in that warrior. Check out the length through the arms, that strong energy, grounding through the legs. Maybe a little deeper today. Good. Bring the arms up, lengthen the legs. Triangle pose. Open up the arms. Hinge to the lateral side of the hip. But in this triangle pose, you're welcome to find the shin bone here. You're welcome to find a hand on the block. If we're looking for a little bit more power, let's pretend to hold an invisible ball right over by the head. When you're ready, use your nice exhale to bring you back. Warrior 2. Shifting the hands back down, maybe through a little half cartwheel to step back, downward facing dog. Right leg will lift up and back, open and stack. Step that foot forward, warrior 2. Enjoy your space, your breath, make it fun. Don't worry about specific stacking or anything like that. Even if I use or throw the word stacking somewhere, it's like listen to me, but don't listen to me at the same time. Enjoy the energy of your warrior here. Deepen it if you'd like to. Lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms. Shifting to triangle pose. Open the arms, tilt at the side of the hip. Either bringing the hand towards the shin bone onto a block, or pretend to hold your invisible ball over the head. Lengthen and reach. And on the next breath, come back. Through center, we return to warrior two. Slowly, again, we curl or cartwheel the hands back down, stepping to downward facing dog. Let's take one last little semi-flow into upward facing dog. If you'd like to take your own vinyasa of choice from here, go right ahead. You can include a little push-up down to your cobra or upward dog. And then let's start to arrive to just a little bit of stillness. And stillness just means finding one sort of relaxed shape, and then maybe there's movement. For example, I'm here in kneeling position, just shaking things out, letting my body digest some of that fresh energy that it manifested. But if child's pose feels really good right now and the head prefers to be down, do that instead. And just notice the energy, the warmth. Little by little, the exhale can just lengthen on its own, informing the body that we're slowing down and we're ready to digest. And therefore, prepare for whatever may come next today or this evening. I'll invite you to choose one last shape to move into. I'm going to choose today a seated position, a little meditative seat. You might choose to lie on your back. You might choose to lie on your belly and maybe just place your head over your hands. Wherever you go, come back to your breath for a moment. Allow the eyes to soften and close. I invite you to stay for as long as you need so that you may close your practice however you choose is best today. Take your time, enjoy your space, your breath, and the rest of your day.